Hello, this is Random Silo showing off the MyStash application. The purpose of the application is to store your preparedness goods in a manner which allows you to efficiently maintain them. So to show off the technology of the application, I went to Walmart, as you can see from here, and purchased $47 worth of equipment to showcase the application. So basically what you're seeing in the background is a standard backpack, 2 sets of Pop-Tarts, a first aid kit, a multi-tool, an entire case of chicken ramen, and 2 cans of chunky soup. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take all of this information and I'm going to plug it into the MyStash application to show you how to manage this very basic go bag. Alright, so the items that you were shown earlier have already been loaded into the application. And so I will just navigate into MyStash, and you can see that there's the go bag and rally points, which will be discussed later. Inside the go bag that I've entered is the list of the items it contains. You can scroll through it, or you can dive into each one of these items. You can hit the $, it'll tell you how much the actual cost and the replacement cost for all these items would be. That actually comes from the detail screen where you put in the name and the description, the actual cost and replacement cost. This description screen you can get to by clicking on details, or you can sideways scroll through all those pages. So this page here has a picture of the backpack, which is black with yellow stripes. That does not pertain. And so inside these list of items, I can go through and I can click on the first aid kit, and you can see each one of the items that has been entered into it. If I click on the flexible band-aids, you can see it has the name. It doesn't have an attention date or properties. I put in the quantity to indicate how many of them that I had. And if I want to navigate back up, I can just press the up arrow. It takes me to the medical kit. And if I want to go up one more level, I just press it again. Now the multi-tool doesn't have an attention date because it doesn't expire. I didn't fill out any properties because it's only a quantity of 1. Doesn't produce or consume. However, it does have many features. It is a tool that can be a can opener, a knife, pliers, saw, and screwdriver. So the reason you put this metadata in here is so you can search for it later and get this item to show up. And there is a picture of the actual item. So here's the chicken ramen. I divided the total cost out because I'm only putting 4 packages in this actual bag. The freshness date on the ramen is out to 2017, which is awesome. I told you it was 4-pack, and it provided 1,520 calories for those 4 packs. Now, calories was a list item that I had to add, and I'll show you how to do that in a minute. I specified what it is as being food, so that way I can search for food, and that information will pull up. And if you don't know what ramen looks like, there it is. So I basically did the same thing with all the food items to go through and say when they expire, how much they cost, and what their calories were. The surprising one is the Pop-Tarts. The Pop-Tarts are basically $2, and they seem to have a pretty decent expiration date. For those 8 tarts, 1,600 calories is quite impressive for a food density perspective. So now that I'm back to the main screen, if I wanted to search in here, I could search by name. I could say, show me if I have Neosporin, and it would find it. And I can click on that, and that'll take me actually into the item. which is kind of neat. And I can go through and I can say, hey, show me everything that's related to first aid, and it'll bring up everything that was selected. If I say, show me everything that is a can opener, it'll go through and it'll pull it up, and I can dive into that. Now for resource search, if I want to say, show me how many calories are in this bag, it'll go through and it'll list off all the items, their total calories, and it'll show the total up at the top. Now for expired items, these items are all brand new, so they don't have any expiration. So if I go through and I set it to show me everything that's going to expire in the next 700 days, it lists off everything, but then it also tells me how many days before they expire. And then the great thing about this is that these will actually show up as notifications on your Android device when your phone boots up. So once you're within 30 days or 60 days or whatever you set this value to, so if I want to know 30 days before something expires, all I have to do is run this once with the data 30 in there, and that's whatever date you specify there is what it uses. So the next time I boot up this phone, if I have it set to 700, I'm going to get notifications on everything that expires in 700 days. So it's completely configurable. Speaking of configurations, there's a stock list of resource items, attention dates, properties, things of that nature. You can add to these, you can remove them, you can only have what you need. It all depends on how you want to configure your preparedness management. So if I wanted to add, well actually I did add, I went through and I added the tool, knife, plier, saw, and screwdriver because I wanted to be able to find multi-tools by their capability. And then to make a backup of this, I can go to the database screen and I can export this. And now I have it. I can move it to another phone, another tablet, back it up, clear it out, do whatever I need to do. But this keeps your items exactly where they need to be, and it tells you when they expire, what they have in them, and it gives you the ability to search it. This item right here, this allows me to move items around. So if I go into the actual go bag, I can go through and I can pick what I want to move this to. So I could move it to MyStash, or I could move it to Rally Points, which doesn't make any sense. But if I went through and I created a closet, and I add that, and I want to put that go bag in the closet, I can go through and I can change that, hit save, and now the go bag is in the closet, which is pretty cool. The MyStash application has the ability to capture latitude and longitude. I'm going to demonstrate that feature now. This MyStash instance was recently downloaded and has a empty database. So I'm going to browse, and I have no items in my stash. I'm going to create a new container, which is just another item that you add. I'm going to call it Rally Points, and then I'm going to go into Rally Points and I'm going to add the first rally point. Now, a rally point is useful when you want to coordinate a location where people want to meet. And in this case, I've picked Wearspan Lake. I went to one of the little gazebos, and I'm going to capture the lat-long coordinates. GPS location, go ahead and press that button. It pulls that information, and it pulls it, but it tells you to remember to save, because pulling it is not the same as saving it. So I've pulled the data, I hit save, and then I can hit map, and map will take me into Google Maps to show me my exact location. And that's as simple as it is. So now what I can do is I can go to another location, create a rally point 2, and I can save that, and you can perform that as many times as you want. Alright, so now we are at another location, and first I'm going to fix this from saying rally points to rally point. There's no reason for it to be plural, so I'm just going to remove the S and save that. And then once it's saved, I'm going to press the up arrow. The up arrow is because this is a hierarchy and you navigate the tree. Instead of hitting back to the left, it's back going up because of the swipe navigation, where you can go through any one of these pages by swiping left or right. So in that regard, the up arrow makes more sense to navigate the tree. So I'm going to add a second rally point. Let's see if I can spell it correctly this time. I'm going to add that. I'm going to go into this rally point. Now I'm going to just do fast navigation to get here, pull the GPS location. It will tell me it's pulled it. It will remind me to save. I'm going to save. Now the fun part is I can go to the original rally point, which was a different lake, which was Wearspan Lake. Now I'm at Zarinsky, and I can go to this location, and I can view it on the map, and I can get directions from where I am. And that can be helpful in an emergency as you're trying to coordinate which location people are trying to get to. So that is it for the navigation, other than the fact that you can plug in an address and it'll just do a standard Google search for that address. For geocaching, latitude and longitude is preferable. Use whichever one makes sense to you.